Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Day to Day, the podcast where we explore the joys and challenges of everyday life. I'm Emma.
And I'm Alex. Whether it's personal growth, navigating relationships, or just tackling the chaos of the day, we're here to talk about it all and hopefully help you along the way.
So grab your coffee, tea, or whatever keeps you going.
And let's dive into today's episode. All right, folks, gather around because today we're diving into a topic that's really close to, well, everyone's daily lives. We're talking about the curious role of smartphones and how they impact our relationships.
The smartphone dilemma. It's this modern day conundrum. When exactly is it okay to whip out your phone? And more importantly, when is it definitely not okay?
Right. So for starters, let's think about those moments when pulling out a phone feels like the ultimate social faux pas. Terms like the art of conversation get thrown around a lot, right?
Exactly. There's a list of activities where it's almost universally considered rude to be glued to your screen. We're talking about things like going to the movies, dining out with friends, or any kind of gathering.
Oh, totally. It's like when someone invites you to watch a movie with them and halfway through they're scrolling through Instagram. That's practically shouting, "I'm not interested in anything beyond my screen." Very disengaging.
Yes, that's exactly it. And it seems to be a relationship deal breaker for a lot of people. In fact, a survey pointed out that many feel most disrespected when a romantic partner is the one with eyes glued to a phone screen. Is it because the expectations in romantic relationships are just higher?
Bingo. People tend to expect more emotional intimacy from romantic partners compared to friends or even family. I mean, you want them to listen, to engage mentally and not just physically sitting next to you.
Okay, let me throw this at you. What about times when playing on your phone actually enhances the vibe?
Ha! Surprisingly, those times do exist. Think about chilling at home on a lazy Sunday with family. The pressure's off, everyone's relaxed, and sometimes parallel play, like each doing their own thing, phones included, can feel rather comfortable.
That makes sense. And hey, what about those inevitable wait times, like waiting for a bus or lounging in an airport? Phones can be such lifesavers there. It's almost seen as a shared lull in activity rather than awkward silence.
Exactly. It's those non-themed, mundane moments where there's no harm, no foul if everyone's lost in their digital world. And it often doesn't come with the same weight that it might in more socially charged situations.
Here's the twist, though. Researchers say this not only plays into trust dynamics, but can even reflect how comfortable we are in certain relationships. Are we talking next level closeness here?
Spot on. When both parties in a relationship can comfortably coexist in silence, phones included, it says volumes about their mutual understanding and trust.
Right? And it gets even more interesting. The phone dilemma gives a real insight into how we perceive and enact emotional intimacy. Lower expectations with family and friends, but sky-high ones with partners.
It's a delicate balance, definitely. And sometimes it's more about when you're on the same page, communicating even without words and knowing when those invisible lines shouldn't be crossed.
So all in all, phones are not the villains of our social story. They're more like the catalysts that can either make or break the experience, depending on how we use them.
And perhaps in the end, what's truly illuminating is how these little devices can be both tools for connection and instruments of isolation.
Such is the smartphone conundrum, right? We hope this gives everyone something to think about. Maybe the answer lies in finding balance and, as always, communicating our needs and expectations clearly.
Absolutely. And on that note, let's wrap things up. Remember, it's all about context. Phones aren't the enemy. Rather, how we engage with them can shape our relationships for better or worse.
Well, that's our cue. Until next time, may your conversations be lively and your phones stay in your pockets at the right moments.
Happy chatting, folks. Let's continue these conversations offline too.